Welcome to Backstories, the podcast where we dig deep into the untold tales behind the people, places, and moments that shape our world. Every month, we'll uncover the hidden narratives that inspire, surprise, and challenge us. So, grab your headphones and get ready to journey into the past, one backstory at a time.
Our next storyteller was one of those come from behind, raise your hand now. This is MaryLynn with 2026 birthday.
So I get these notices once a month, and half the time I'm here in Maryland, and some of the times I'm not. I'm in Pennsylvania. So when I saw this pop in the other day, I had just come back from Pittsburgh last night because I have a second home up there. So anyhow, I was so happy that I was going to be here for this one, and I am so happy that it started to rain because I've been working in the yard and I look like this. And it's been, anyhow, I'm just glad that I was able to sit down and relax. My birthday is April 3rd, and it usually follows around spring break, Easter vacation, and I've been a teacher. So usually I get off for like 10 days because it's usually spring break, Easter time. So I've been very fortunate and I travel a lot. So every spring break I would go somewhere. And I've had some great birthdays all over the world, and they've been wonderful. I love birthdays. I think you should celebrate them. And even though nobody else wants to celebrate with you, I just think you should make it a special day. So this year was a milestone, and I won't even tell you how old I am. A lot older than you. And in the fall, I said to my kids, hey, Mom's turning blah, blah, blah. I want to take you guys to Italy, and I want you to visit your grandparents' villages. Both of my parents were from Italy, and I've been back many times, and I wanted to take them there. So the reaction I got was from my 29-year-old who doesn't travel. Does that mean I have to go? And I'm like, please, get a passport. I don't want to get a passport. I'm not paying for a passport. So I'm like, please do this for me. It's a real big day for me. So she was like, can we just go to Florida? I'm like, hell no. That's the kind of traveler she is. My other daughter, who's traveled the world, she kind of looks at me. She's like, yeah, let's do this. I says, but I want to take both of you. And they're like, do we have to pay for this? I was like, listen, you pay for your airfare, and I will pay for everything else. Okay? And they're like, I said, come on, you can do this. This is my big birthday, and I'll pay for the hotels, the rent-a-cars, all the other stuff. So, long story short, we did not go to Italy. We did not go because they were just being pain in the ass girls. So I was like, whatever. So my birthday's approaching, and the couple weeks prior to my birthday, I got some real, my aunt had a stroke. One of my best friends was diagnosed with advanced stage cancer, and I was not in a happy mood. And I did not want to call my friends and say, hey, it's my birthday, let's go out, let's do something. I didn't feel like doing that. So I went to, my birthday this year was Good Friday. For those of you that are Catholic, I don't know, Good Friday, it's like the holiest day in the Christian religion. For those of you that don't know anything about it, it's when Jesus died on the cross. So in Washington, D.C., at the Franciscan Monastery, they have a full day of Good Friday events. And I would suggest for anybody who's into that kind of stuff, go next year. It's beautiful. So the monastery is sort of like a replica of everything that you would go to see in Israel. And everything, where Jesus died, he he was born in Nazareth, or Bethlehem. So, I mean, everything's a replica. So it's very, very beautiful because I've always wanted to go to Israel, but I've decided I'm not going to ever go there because of what's been going on in the world. So, and you go down and they have like gardens down on the second level. It's beautiful. They have, I went, it's April 3rd, tulips, beautiful tulips everywhere. They have these beautiful statues of St. Francis, Padre Pio. I was just absolutely gorgeous, a beautiful, beautiful sunny day. So the day started out, you go down in the gardens and they did the Stations of the Cross. And a lot of people were down there, but it was a beautiful day. And so, we went from station to station. And after each little reading at each station, there was a man that started to sing. And he had the most amazing voice. And I realized this man was blind. And so I would follow behind him at each station because every time he kept singing, he had this beautiful baritone voice. And I was like, wow, this just made my day. And so anyhow, the Stations of the Cross were fantastic, loved it, and it kind of brought back memories of when I went to grade school, and we had to go to Stations of the Cross every Friday because it was Catholic school and they made you go every Friday. So then after that was finished, we went inside of the church, which is absolutely astounding, and it's like 2 levels. And typically Catholics are not allowed to say Mass on Good Friday. But because this was not really a Catholic service, they did do a Mass, and you received communion, which now I realize why I stopped going to Catholic church, because the hymns are very, they're not uplifting. They're just not uplifting at all. And I like happy music. It's like play some guitar, let's do some singing and dancing, like the Baptists. They've got it together. You guys are laughing over there. So I'm like, I really was like, now I know why I stopped going. It was just so depressing because this church, and it was the same woman singing, and she was just, and I was like, oh my God, let's just get some uplifting hymns here, But anyhow, so I'm just kind of like reflecting, like, hasn't changed much. But it was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. So now it's around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and they're going to have a service at 7:30 for the burial of Christ. Okay, and I'm like, no, I got 2 hours downtime. I'm like, should I just come home? And I went up to this guy and I said, hey, can you tell me a little bit about what's going to be going on tonight at 7:30? Because, I've got to drive an hour away and I'm thinking of just going home now. He goes, oh, no, you got to stay. You got to stay. It's like really phenomenal and beautiful and spiritual, and you're just going to drop to your knees. So I said, okay, fine. So I walked down to one of the restaurants near the Franciscan monastery, and I treated myself to a wonderful dinner, and I walked back up, and it was absolutely the most beautiful. They took a body of Christ, and they had him, laying. They did a procession around. It was just very, very beautiful and touching. And then this priest was up on the second level, and he gave a sermon, okay? And he made the sermon relevant, because usually priests, they just drone on and about stuff that has nothing to do with reality. Well, this priest was so absolutely real. He's talking about world peace and what we need to do to bring people together and kindness and thoughtfulness. I mean, it was phenomenal. And I wanted to applaud, but you're in church, you couldn't do that. So afterwards, I was getting ready to leave, and I walked up to this random priest. And I said, excuse me, but the guy that was standing up there, the priest that was up there, giving that sermon, I said, can you point him out to me? Because I want to talk to him. I want to tell him something. He goes, well, what do you want to tell him? I said, well, I want to tell him that it was a really beautiful, sermon that he gave, and it was, it was just thoughtful, it was relevant. And he looks at me, he goes, that was me. And I went, I said, well, I couldn't see you up there because I can't see very well. And you were kind of on the second floor, and I was way down here, and I don't see very good, even with glasses on. He goes, that was me. I said, I was like, thank you so much for, for the wonderful sermon, and he, told him my name. I said it was my birthday. It was a happy birthday, blah, 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 blah. So anyhow, it was a truly beautiful, absolutely astounding birthday that I spent alone, which I don't mind doing. I do a lot of things alone. But anyhow, so it's like if you come across a birthday and you have no one to hang out with, go and make your own fun. Because that's what life is about. And be blessed and feel thankful that you've got another year. Because I'm really getting up there. And, I just live each day, being happy most of the time. But anyhow, thank you very much.